What it is, gang? It's your boy Q Deezy, Double Easy. Another episode all about semis. How about it, drivers? Man, look. Out here in Kentucky, we're gonna make a delivery tomorrow. I'm a day early. That's how I like to be, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and kick back the rest of the day and chill. It's about 9 o'clock or something like that, whatever. But I'm gonna jump right into this, man, because I got a couple things that I gotta set the record straight on. So this video gonna be a little bit all over the place, but if you want to watch it, watch it. It may be a little long, it may not be. It just depends on how the flow go. But I want to set the record straight on some things, man, because apparently, you know, I'm getting a lot of different responses and kickbacks and messages about my last video that I did, saying was getting my own authority worth it, was leaving Landstar and getting my own authority worth it. First off and foremost, I'm going to say it like this. If you watch the video, from the door I said I'm speaking to a viewer's question, answering the viewer's question for me, okay? For me, answering the viewer's question. I was not comparing apples to apples, because if apples to apples, it would have been pointless of the video. You know what I'm saying? I was merely explaining why I like the orange over the apple. And what I grown to know and learn about people is that people hear what they want to hear. Some people sit and they watch certain things just so they can pick out something to say. And I feel like this, again, I said that getting your own authority ain't for everybody. Everybody can't cut it, just like everybody couldn't cut it at Landstar. A lot of people can't even get on with Landstar because they just can't qualify, you know, but that's a whole nother video. But there's people out here that literally, they'll watch and they'll wait to hear the one thing they want to hear and say, up, and that's what they hear. If you guys have really paid attention to that video, it was completely answering that question for me, what worked for me. And again, like I said, this is going to be kind of all over the place, because a couple people, you know, a couple people said, well, when you say you keep $5 grand, you're, you know, you're misleading people when you say that. So I don't want people to be misled thinking that you keep all the money. Look here. Number one, if you've been following any of my videos, have been following me from day one when I was with Landstar, I've been the most transparent trucker you guys probably see. You know, I've showed banks statements, I've showed booking, I've showed settlements, you know, when I was on that side. I ain't got time to be trying to mislead nobody, not over no 5K. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to do that. Number two, I'm not on here trying to make nobody get their own authority. Viewers ask questions, I'm going to give them the answer what's working for me. I'm not saying, hey, go out here and do this, but don't say that I'm misleading somebody when I tell them what I keep. If I make $7 grand and you telling me I can't keep $5 grand, something's wrong with that. So you guys are going to die when I tell you I make over 30 grand a month. You know what I'm saying? When I hit it hard. If you're following my journey right now, we're going for 40 this month. So if I can't keep $5 grand, how am I lying? How am I, how's that being misleading? Help me understand that. And if you want to make a bigger argument, the bigger argument is, well, you got to pay taxes on the $5 grand. Fair enough. That's a more legitimate argument. But to just say that I'm not keeping what I'm saying I'm keeping, again, what works for me and what I'm doing might not be working for a lot of guys. That's why a lot of guys can't cut it as having their own authority, because they don't even understand business, period. And I'm not taking no shots at nobody, but I'm not doing this to make friends. People that's been riding with me, they know what time it is. And a lot of you guys got it. Like I said, a lot of you guys got it from what I was explaining. But the other thing that I've noticed is some people need checkbox. You got to check a box for them for everything, and nobody heard nothing about if I make 7K, I kept 5K, nobody heard nothing about none of that. They just heard, oh, you don't get to keep. They try and find what they want to hear. They heard nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And back in last year, I want to say the November before last year, when I was still with Landstar, as a matter of fact, I did a video on finances, which you guys know I'm always doing videos on that, talking about how you got to have your money right. And I made the comment that I built my business up running hard when I was with Landstar from the beginning, stacking my bread, so that way my goal was I want to be able to pay myself a salary without having to drive the truck, period. I want to get to that point. I got to that point, and I said I can pay myself, because I think I told you guys, I have a minimum of $1,000 that I want to pay myself every week. That's all I need. Now, with that being said, I had got to that point over a year and a half ago where I could pay myself that for 2 months, no problem, and I had to get in the truck. $8K just for salary. You know what I'm saying? That's not hard if you out here doing what you got to do. But if you come out here and you start running and you taking every dime out of the business the minute you start, you can't get to this level. You know what I'm saying? You can't put money away to have money when things happen, when you want to go on your own, if you ever decide to go on your own. How can you get to somebody else's level when your finances ain't even the same? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that situation for me. One guy said, I feel like, actually, I'm gonna go back. I'm not putting nobody's names out there, but he said this comment was, well, I think he even said he's with Landstar now. And he said, I had 5 trucks at one time, so I've been there, and in my opinion, you can't, make it unless you got 50, 60 grand in the bank. That's debatable. And even more, that's your situation. And apparently you didn't have 50 or 60 grand in the bank with 5 trucks. Now, we don't know what the situation may have been to cause you to have to go there, but who's to say I don't got 50, 60 grand in the bank? You see, this is the judgment that people just assume. Not to mention, again, I feel like when you sharing things like that, you got to listen to what people don't say. Case in point, there's a new video out right now with a guy. He's talking about everybody wants to get their own authority and they want to do this and they want to do that. But let me show you guys something. And he shows this wrecked truck. Got a video of him with this wrecked truck. And he's like, see, this is the other side of it. You get a call in the middle of the night because your driver did this and this and that, or something happened, and this is what you walk into. And he goes and says, I'm not going to get into what happened. I'm not even going to do that because that's irrelevant. No, it's very relevant if you're going to get up here and discredit people from getting their own authority. Now, this is a direct to get people to stay away from it. So what do you mean you're not going to tell people what happened? Because clearly it's not the norm. You see, but more importantly, it's a mistake that you made or somebody made under your leadership because you chose to go that route. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to listen to what people don't say. And as a matter of fact, the same video, he cut the comments off because so nobody couldn't make comments, because he knew people were going to ask questions. That's being misleading. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people do that. I'm not one of those guys, man. I ain't got to make anybody or try and say something to me. I'm not that guy. Y'all know my channel. Y'all see what I put out. That's why I got the viewers I got. I got like what, 600 viewers? Because I'm not putting stuff out there. Look how I made 40,000. Look how I made 20. Look, the $1 million formula here. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not, because I'm not trying to make YouTube a income. I'm not trying to, if it becomes that, it will become that. I want people that's following me to follow me because they're interested in what I'm sharing and what I'm doing. Period. So don't come over to a guy's channel where the system's working and try and downplay what I'm doing. I have to address that. This is going to be the last time that I address it, because I really don't have the energy to put into this. But when people say that I'm misleading people by telling them what, no, misleading is when you're not being truthful, and you can't come out here and not know what you're doing. First off, the same person that was talking about this authority thing about look what happened and he's not going to get into it. First off, he jumped right out there from leasing, got a truck or two, put somebody in the truck, and here we are, he's having these headaches. Number one, I got my authority. I go out there and start hiring drivers and putting equipment out there and doing this and doing. No, I'm not doing that. Number one, I got to build my name. Number two, I've already got my scores and my CSA where I want them to be, and it's going to be even better by the time I get to where I want to get. You know what I'm saying? So if I decide to make that move, which I'm really not really interested in because I got other business plans going on for that, but if I do, I'll be at such a point by the time I do that, if something crazy jump off, I'll be able to withstand that. It's not about getting your authority and going out there and hiring everybody. You can't control what nobody else does.